Good afternoon. I'm going to start the lecture now. And today I wish to do an assignment, group assignment. So hope others will join, or if not, I can't help. Anyway, I hope that I am audible to you all, and we have discussed some important things last week about food labeling and advertising regulations. So if you have any questions, so I think it's better to solve these questions and go ahead. If you have some questions, then you can ask. If not, we can go ahead. So I think we have discussed about what is food labeling and advertising regulation, and there are some rules included in that regulation. So I hope that you all can remember the things, the mandatory things available in this document, and hope you all have download that regulation and read it. So we are going to do an assignment today based on that regulation. So how to pronounce, how to write, how to advertise fat and oil based things. If it is a oil mixture, then how to name it, how to declare its name. So likewise, we have discussed. And fruit-based beverages and vinegar. If it is a natural vinegar, then only we can use the term natural. If not, we can't use that term. And also, the pictorial representation is also included. It also discussed in the regulation. If it is a natural product, then we can use some pictures. If not, we can't. We are not allowed to use the type of natural pictures, and misleading also prohibited by so you can see still some food labelings and advertisements, how mislead is going on in our society, and but it is prohibited by the regulation. And irradiation, what is irradiation? I am not going to explain the process and theory about irradiation. So if it is irradiated food, we are going to use an irradiated ingredient for in preparation of our food. So we have to declare it on our label, right? So today we can discuss some actual labels in this group assignment. I will assign 4 breakout rooms in this room. Then you can discuss each other, and you can comment on these things, right? So today we are going to discuss about some global food regulation and standards available. I will explain some quality related standards and regulation in your next year under the principles of quality management. So I'm not going to explain these things in this lecture series. So anyway, I will show you some examples now. Here you can see a food label, right? It's a Sri Lankan product. You can see wood apple cream. So give me your comments on this label. What are the mistakes and what are the positive points of this label? Give me one example. So, Induvari, please comment on this label.
So its common name is larger than the brand name, and also it is made from the natural wood apple. So we can see the picture of the wood apple, and also it doesn't have that natural food apple flavored cream, that name, and also it have the net weight in grams.
Right. Thank you very much. and then Oshani. Any mistakes in this label? Oshadi, sorry, Oshadi.
It's don't have price.
Okay. They have not mentioned the price on this label, neither.
Yes.
Prasad, Sampath. Can you find any error of this label? Prasad? Prasad, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, can you find any mistake on this label? I will help you. So here you can see net weight as 160 gram. Is it okay? No idea.
I think it is liter or milligram, milliliter.
No, gram is okay. I am asking that according to the food labeling and advertising regulation. So it mentioned some points here. How about Munasingh? MGKM Munasingh? Can you remember? Can you remember the thing I have explained you regarding the net weight? Can't you find any error? No.
Sir, common name in only one language.
Common name is in one language. How about the net weight? Savani Rupasinghe? Comment on this label. Whether it is okay or not. So suppose
They don't mention amount of the added ingredients.
they don't mention the amounts. Okay. But if it is a food product, basic food products, we need not to mention the amounts. If it is some specific product, we need to mention. So there are some major errors in this label. Risa?
Yes, sir. Some company mentioned pineapple plus 1 or 2 gram.
Huh?
Some company mentioned 1 or 2 gram with net weight, plus or minus.
Good. You got the point. Okay. Then Nadun is there. Nadun. Suppose you are the quality manager of these companies and you have to give you approval for this label. So if it is okay or not. Nadun?
Price is not there, sir.
Yes. Nashat neither. Nashat? Idea? Nayanatara?
Sir, they only use one language for the common name.
And how about the date of manufacture and expiry? Medpura? Just join the Medpura. So any errors? Chandramali. Who's Chandramali? Chandramali, yes. I think you are muted. So, okay, let's see the errors of this label here. As you mentioned, we have to use at least 2 language for the common name. And here you can see the common name cream. So the letter side should be at least 1/3 of the brand name. So it is okay here. But in NetWeight, you can see here, they have used only 1 language, right? It's wrong, neither. So if we are going to use only 1 language, it is wrong. But we can keep it as 160 gram. So we don't need to mention about the 2 words net weight. Then it is correct. Only 160 gram, it is correct. Because everyone know what is gram. It is an international unit. But if we are going to mention the term net weight, so we have to use at least 3 languages. And here again, you can see, we have discussed about the date formats, everything last week. But here you can see date of manufacture is there. Date of expiry, batch code, everything is there, but retail price is not there. So if we are going to use these terms, so at least 2 languages should be there, right? Here only 1 language. And the other information, how to keep it inside the refrigerator or outside the refrigerator, away from the sunlight, there, right? Anything to mention, Naman? Okay. Then we have to mention these things. So those are the errors on this in this label. So I can. There are some other labels. Another one. Also the same company, Pearl Lanka. Here you can see Polos curry with coconut chips, right? Polos curry with coconut chips. Then authentic taste of Sri Lanka. Like you can see these names and the common errors are there as we discussed in the previous example. And here, as I mentioned you in last week, if it is sometimes we can consider this Polos curry with coconut chips as the common name. So we can't use different font sizes neither, and different fonts, different colors for the common name. So all wording should be similar, right? So likewise, there are some mistakes. So you can you now I hope that you can understand these things. So let's start the today part. So hope there are around 20 people now. So I am going to divide you into 4 groups, right? Then you can discuss and you can take the details of your group. Then you have to do the assignment. So I will divide you into 4 groups, right? Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then room 1, Gishani, Nadun, Namal, I am also there, and Savani is there. Right. Room 2, Iska, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then you have again 5 members, Malinda Prasad, Nashat, and Monu Singh, right? In the room 3, Oshadi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Dusanta, Ranasinghe, Riza, and Takshila are the members of group 3, and the group 4, Chandramali, Metpura, Induri, Nasla, Prabodha. So you can discuss with your friend in your group, and I will give you an assignment, right? So in the next week, you have to present it. Take the notes, right? For the group 1, who is the leader of this group? Please appoint a leader. So seems it will take much time. So I'm going to consider the first member of this group as a leader. So the room 1 leader Gishani. Then room 2 Iska Abdullah is the leader, right? For room 3 Dusant Udaya Kumar is the leader. Room 4 Chandramali. So there are 4 leaders now. So you have to lead your group, and the next week you have to do the presentation, right? Right? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then please note down the members of your group leaders. Then next week again you will have different breakout rooms, and I'm going to share your presentations. Okay. Okay. Okay, then we can start the today lecture. The breakout rooms will close within around 40 seconds. Then so today we are going to discuss about introduction to global food standards and regulations. So under this topic we have going to discuss about, as you can see in this picture, so intellectual property rights are there, and national and international regulations and standards. So if it is a food industry, so we can't survive in Sri Lanka, only in Sri Lanka. So we have to export food items, we have to import some raw materials from other countries. So therefore, it is very important to adhere to the global and other food laws and regulations. So I think now you are aware about Sri Lankan Food Administration and Food Control System. So and also you should understand the other global scenarios in the food laws and regulations, right? Then advances in food processing and consumer demands, competition, market forces and access. Likewise, there are so many rules and regulations, right? And you can see some examples in Canada, US, European Union, Japan, China, Taiwan, like countries. I have taken this picture from this journal, and there are some food laws and regulations. In Japan, you can see a food safety basic law is there. Food sanitation law is there. Food labeling law, product liability law. Likewise, there are different laws and regulations. Names are different, but the content are almost similar. When it comes to China, you can see food safety law, auto recall regulations, likewise, there are different laws and regulations. South Korea also you can see some Food Safety Act, but in Sri Lanka we have Food Act. In South Korea they have Food Safety Basic Act. It is about food sanitation, Functional Health Food Act. Likewise, there are different acts are there. And in Singapore they have Consumer Protection Regulation, Consumer Protection good safety requirements are there. In US, Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act, Food Safety Modernization Act. Likewise, there are different stories are available in different countries based on their requirement. But we have a very good system in our Sri Lanka, but I'm not sure whether it is functioning well, but we have a system. Food Control Administration system is there, and we have Food Control Administration unit. There are several members in the Food Advisory Board, and we have minister and chairperson and some peripheral committees are also there in the Pradesh Sabha, urban councils likewise, and MOH people, they are also working in this Food Act like related regulations. So we have good system, but we have to adhere to some global laws and regulations, right? And the ultimate objective of food laws and regulations is to develop some specification for food, right? And I propose you can log on to the Sri Lanka standard website. Then there are so many regulations are there based on your product, and so many specifications are also there. Standards are also there, and you can refer the Health Ministry website. You just type about food hygiene regulation in Sri Lanka, then you can download it and you can go through it. There are some specifications and regulation of hygienic conditions are also there. You can see this type of regulation in Sri Lanka also, and some regulations are mandatory, right? Some regulations are mandatory, but some regulations are not mandatory. If we are going to follow these things, it's good enough, good for our industry and for our clients and our customers, and to the ultimately to the society. So there are two types of standard regulations: mandatory regulations and general regulations. So if it is a mandatory one, we shall adhere to those regulations. So food labeling regulation is the mandatory one. So you can't avoid. Anyone can't. No one can avoid it. So we all are one group. They consider we all as the one group. So today we are going to discuss some international organizations responsible for food industry, right? It's first one is very common one, WHO. You all know WHO. Especially it is about it's for health sector, but food is also there, right? And WTO, you know, I think it's also familiar, World Trade Organization. And FDA, I suppose you have heard, you have familiar in this word also, Food and Drug Administration. FDA, it is very important one for us. And FAO also important, Food and Agriculture Organizations. So there are different organizations and institutes are available, and they develop their own rules and regulations, right? Some regulations are mandatory, some are not mandatory, right? And there are some other organizations we will discuss one by one today. Codex Alimentarius Commission, CAC. It is actually a combination. It's a new, not new. It is a combination of WHO and FAO. I will explain later. And European Food Safety Authority, Food Safety Modernization Act is there. Australian New Zealand Food Authority, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, National Advisory Committee for Microbiological Food, and International Organization for Standards, ISO, and ICA, MSF. Likewise, so many organizations and regulations are there in the global scenario. So we should know, at least we have to remember these names. right? But now the time is good, but nowadays we are discussing about WHO and vaccination program, accreditation programs, WHO approvals. We are waiting for the approvals of WHO to for the vaccination program. Likewise, it's those words are very familiar with us these days as a result of COVID, right? But if not, in the last 2 years, I did these things in detail. So we conducted some group assignments in the class. I asked those students assigned to the group, and they have to refer the internet and websites, and they just prepare the 1 or 2 page proposal and send back to me via WhatsApp inside the classroom. But now, after 1-2 years, we are using online platforms now, Zoom like platforms, but it's we have no physical classrooms, unfortunately. But today also we have found some people with COVID, your senior students. So unfortunately, you are not allowed to come to the university. I am not sure whether you are allowed or not, and we are struggling. So there is no confirmed date, right? Okay. Then international standards helps to facilitate international trade, right? International trade. But nowadays, the other problems are occurring, right? You may heard some sugar issues are there. And some nowadays, the gas problem is, everywhere we are talking about the gas problem. Right? What happened to that? So we have to follow the standards. Right? In the global situation, we have standards for gas, domestic gas. So the two major ingredients are there, butanol and propanol. So the percentage is butanol 80 to propanol 20. But in Sri Lanka, we have, I'm not sure, I heard that we have 1-to-1 ratio, it means 50 to 50. Then what happened, propanol is highly flammable and pressure is high, so it will evaporate easily than butanol. So there are some incidents and accidents are happening. So what is the reason for that? We are not following the standards. We are not following the quality standards and regulations and rules, but they just produce something and send to the market, right? And the other example is aflatoxin issue. It is actually happening in before around 6 months or maybe 9 months, can't remember. So aflatoxin situation, the aflatoxin accident was also there in our country. So why is that? International trade is very important. We can't survive in this country. So after this global economy, so we export products and also we import products, right? So, and we have systems in international systems, standard system and specifications are there. So as an example, suppose that you are going to export a piece of manioc. We have very good demand for manioc in Singapore. 1 kilo is around 800 rupees. But in Sri Lanka, 2 kilos are around 100 rupees. But in Singapore, the 1 kilo, the export price is 800 rupees, 1 kilogram, right? So what you have to do is just take manioc or cassava and put into sawdust, or you can use some type of, sawdust is there, and what do you call the kohubat, right? Put into that type of moisture absorbent and pack it and send to the port, right? Very easy, but quality maintenance is very important. So I am consulting more than 10 companies, but they have different issues. Sometimes there are some color changes, and sometimes shelf life is low, and sometimes the color as in manioc, some fungus is there. Fungus issues are also there. So you are, as your technologist, right? So we have a very good demand in Sri Lanka. We have so many jobs and consultancies are available. We can earn a lot by using our knowledge. What you have to do is please, and you should have a thorough knowledge, right? Do not try to remember these things. What is the WHO and its role? Who is the chairman of that one? I mean, when it was founded, you need not to remember. Just go through the website and see where there is what is the structure of this body and what are the standards, and likewise you just go through and visit it. It's freely available, right? So if it is an international trade, standards will be important, and promote efficiencies and allow the economies of scale. Sound scientific and technical basis for measures. The international standard will help to assign and develop some scientific measures, right? As an example, previous example for manioc. So, so suppose that we have some good students today, and Nadun, he is going to export manioc to Singapore, right? Then first what you have to do is, right? First you have to ask their specifications and standards. Then only you can prepare your sample, right? Then now we have, you have a friend in Singapore, then you ask, please send me the specification and a sample, and also a sample if you have. So then you have to refer these specifications and samples and the standards they follow. Then you can prepare your sample according to those standards and regulations. Sometimes there are so many cases reported. I am also working on some issues. So in Sri Lankan companies, they send some samples, they send samples and get the order, then they send 1 or 2 tons to the port. And we have custom in our port. So you know the situation in custom. So give something to them, and then it is easily we can export these things. But in the other country, other end, again we have a custom, right? Again we have a custom. Then it is very difficult to get their approvals for prohibited in violating food standards, right? We have a very famous company for toothpaste and some I'm not going to tell the name there, that one. They are producing some Ayurvedic food products like toothpaste, soaps, like products. It is situated in Kandy Road. So one friend is there, and they export some. The toothpaste name is also very popular. That toothpaste to the one of the European countries. Then what happened? They export it. It was a large quantity. They export to the one of the European country. I can't remember the name of that country. Then the custom blocked their bulk products bulk. At that end, then what happened? You can't reverse it. You can't get your product or even the money. So what happened then? It's a very big loss, right? Unfortunately, our graduate were also there, not in technology graduate. Our Jagadhanapura technology graduate was also there. He was working on quality department in exports. So he called me and asked, then what I have to do is, then we have no option. So before engage in exports, you should have a thorough good knowledge on international standards and regulations. So I asked him to please study those things before start the next order. Right. Then I think you have time. Then we have very big demand for our food products in international markets. So please try to do something in your home. Now you are in home, then you can export something. Even in, nowadays you can export anything by mentioning its nutrition qualities. But the quality maintenance and standards and regulations are very important, right? Basis for conformity assessment, low cost, right? Reduce the risk of food contamination, right? Likewise, there are some advantages. Then the first one, WHO, World Health Organization. It was for, there are around 194 countries up to the date. Now there are around 194 members, right? And you can see their role and responsibilities. They are directing and coordinating authority on international health within the United Nations system, providing leadership, research agenda, norms and standards. It's very important. Setting norms and standards, and ethical and evidence-based policy they have developed. Technical support also they are monitoring the health situation and assigning the health trend. So what they are doing is they pay their attention on the health, but food is also related to the health. So they are going to develop some norms, practices, and standards based on their experience. And also the WHO they have funding programs, so we can apply for their fundings and start research and do research and collect data. Based on this data, they develop standards and specifications. So you can read more details regarding WHO by referring to the website. I'm not going to explain. This is a very important one for us, right? Then WTO, World Trade Organization, it helps trade flow as smoothly, predictably, and freely as possible, which is important for economic development and well-being, and standard development, rules establishment, and they develop guidelines and characteristics. Also, they develop procedures as well. How to do sampling, how to do testings, and how to do inspection, evaluation. You know, inspection in our food control administration system also we have some inspection things. We have 7 laboratories in Sri Lanka. So likewise in WTO they also nominate some evaluation verification like methods. Like it is situated in Switzerland, and the history is there. You can read if you're interested. And I just wanted to explain its role, right? WTO role. And FDA, it is very important. I have taken these things from their website, so you also are, you have the access for their websites. Please visit their websites and read the important things. And here you can see navigate the food section. Navigate the food section. In their food section, you can see the recall outbreaks and emergencies, foodborne illnesses, ingredient and packaging, right? Additives, labeling, everything is there. Food defense, likewise, everything is there. So Food and Drug Administration also responsible. So before starting your business, before working somewhere regarding exports and even in imports also, you have to pay your attention and study these things. Sometimes if it is, yeah, in nowadays Sri Lankan people, we import some Chinese products and add some value and re-export and sell in the market. So in importation also we have some regulations, export procedures also they are. So these are important. Food guidance and regulations under FDA, Food Safety Modernization Act. It is founded by FDA, and Food Facility Registration Program is there. And GMP, HACCP, all these founded by, implemented by the FDA, right? Retail food production, like food production plan, these things founded by FDA. So now the HACCP is very important, and all the food processing factories, they shall adhere to the HACCP and GMP like standards. So without having much knowledge on these things, we can't do that. So if you have knowledge, then you can go for, you can work safely. And food code. What is food code? It's very important, right? What is food code? As a food technologist, food code is very important, right? It is founded in USA, US FDA. US Food and Drug Administration department. It found it, and in here you can see some legal power, authority, and system given by the court. It is actually a scientifically and technically sound legal document. What does a legal document mean? It's just like an act available in Sri Lanka. So food code is available in USA. It is a technically and scientifically sound but legal document, right? And initiated in 93, and there are some details you can read. This is the food code, and there are 8 chapters, 644 pages, and 4 annexes, right? In the food code, this is chapter 1. You can see the title, definitions are there. In our, we have, how many factors we have in our food act? Can you remember? How many chapters?
4.
Yes, very good. We have 4 chapters, but in food code, you can see there are 8 chapters, right? The first chapter is almost same, right? Sri Lankan one, right? Chapter 2, 3, right? You can see 4, 5, water, for water, plumbing system, everything is there, right? Sewage system, everything is there. Here you can see labeling and identification, right? Original containers and working containers, how to do these things. And the storage practices like pesticide, lubricant, everything is there. Right? And the last one, chapter 8, okay? So you can read, you can download it and read. I'm not going to explain it further. So, so you can, if you're interested, you can read, download it and read. Then FAO, right? In FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, there are 8 departments. The first one is Agriculture and Consumer Protection. That is belongs to food processing, and there are some fisheries and aquaculture departments are also there related to our industry. But agriculture, under the Agriculture and Consumer Protection, there are some rules and regulations. Here also 8 functions including food safety and quality management and Codex Alimentarius. So under first department, we have these functions, right? They are also developing some standards. You can read. I am not going to explain these things. So Codex Alimentarius Commission is very important. It is an organization of FAO and WHO. It is a jointly formed organization, right? It's a jointly formed organization of FAO and WHO, right? You can see the structure of CAO, it is a WHO and FAO are there. And when it comes to CAC, there are executive committee members and subsidiary bodies, right? 2 subsidiary bodies are there, Codex committees and coordinating committee. So what is the role of Codex Alimentarius Commission? These are the roles: standard formulation, code of practices, and guidelines and other recommendations. They develop standards, specific standards for commodity standards, specific standards for, as an example, breads, for food colors, food flavors, like some specific standards. And general standards, you can see what are general standards: food additives and toxins, labeling and packaging, method of analysis and sampling. These are the general standards, right? So Codex Alimentarius Commission is very important, and there are 3 wings. The first wing is standard formulation. They develop basically 2 types of standards, general and specific standards. Under the general standards, they develop food additives and toxins, labeling and packaging, and analysis and sampling methods. So then you can't take samples as you wish, right? There are some standard methods. Then you can say, I just follow the Codex Alimentarius Commission's standards in sampling. So no worries, no matters, no questions, no further questions, right? Code of practices means hygienic practices, likewise regulations, and HACCP like things are there. Practices means then we can implement these practices in our food processing factory, in our institute, in our organizations. There are practices, right? Guidelines and other recommendation, and there are some guidelines and recommendation. It means they are not mandatory, right? They are not mandatory. We can use if it is okay, use these guidelines and recommendations for our industry, for our product, in developing our new products, right? Right. So I think the Codex Alimentarius is very important. So you should have a good knowledge, and if you are going to do if you're going to start your own business, then you should, at least you have to read the website. Okay, this is assignment, right? This assignment. Search details and international organizations, and you have to read the organizations, and you can select one or more organization in your group. Then you can discuss and present in the next lecture. Right here, I have mentioned about submission of an PDF document. So there are how many groups we have? 4 or 5? 4 maybe.
4, sir.
Yes, we have 4 groups. Then you can select 1 or 2 organizations. Here also you can see some organization, and there are some other organizations. I am so happy if you can find new one. There are some New Zealand organizations, some Australian organizations, some Canadian organizations. So in the group you can discuss and prepare presentation, 5-minute or 10-minute presentation. Then you all have to do the presentation in your group. I suppose there are around 5 people in one group. Then all 5 people should do the presentation in next week, right? Then it will be a very interesting session. Then I am explaining all these things, right? So I am not happy to do such read those slides. So if you are going to, it is very interesting to discuss these things with you in the next week as a presentation session. And also you have to submit those assignments to the LMS folder. I will create the folder today. Then you can submit the presentation. You need not to prepare the separate document. Please convert your presentation to the PDF mode and mention your index numbers. Don't mention your names. Please write only the index numbers and upload to the LMS folder. So I think then you will be able to get a very good knowledge, because you have to find these things. Please refer websites. Right? All these organizations, they have very good websites. Please refer these websites and find find their roles, and whether they are going to grant some money, so you can apply grants also. So is the end of this today's presentation. So and there are so many opportunities for you, right? I can't remember whether I have told or not these things. Nowadays I am reading some machine learning and image processing diplomas, but my basic degree is food science and technology. PhD is also food science and technology. I am teaching in the food teaching. Also, I am teaching food science and technology, research also food science and technology, but I am moving some emerging technologies. So in the food industry, there is a gap. So we have food scientists, right? We have more than 500 food scientists in 1 year, there are 500 food science graduates. They pass out from the universities, but we don't have some technologists, but you are so fortunate, you are the technologist, so you will have good marks. Not only that, now I know, I can understand your situation. You are in home, so you don't have time to spend with friends. So even in your girlfriends or boyfriends, you don't have. That's so sad story. So take this time and spend this time for good work, right? These days, please go read the websites like as I mentioned. So there are some grants and there are some opportunities. Then you can start your own business, right? In Sri, you know the Sri Lankan condition now. We don't have dollars, right? In the next 2-3 years, the situation is very critical, right? And we don't have good leaders in our country. So you all can't go migrate to other countries. Somebody you can go, but others everyone you can't go. So ultimate objective should be start your own business. Sometimes may not have you will not have some jobs because the industries are also lagging now. They don't have dollars. The business are very low. So you have to start your own business. So take this time to prepare your business. We are always here to help you. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to read the slides every day. So you can read these things, and internet are available. Everything is there, freely available. So you can read and you can find new things. Always try to find some new things. Right? Don't try to listen to my lectures, and these things are available everywhere. YouTube, you can download videos. Google, you can download. So the knowledge is everywhere. You have to download and read these things. Right? Okay, we have board meeting, and I'm going to stop this lecture today. So the next week we have presentation session. You are going to do the lecture. I am going to listen to you, and there will be 4 breakout rooms the next day. Then please ready to do your presentations, and hope we will have a very good, interesting sessions 4 sessions in next week. So I'm going to wind up the session. I think there are no more questions. It's very easy to understand. If you have questions, please go to the website and refer these things. And I will share some exam. If you will have another assignments on food labeling. So before that, please collect some food labels. You have so many food labels in your home. Collect those food labels and find their good and bad points. Right? Okay, thank you very much for joining today, and take care. Be safe. So start the assignment soon, and we'll meet on next week. Thank you.